Hello! Happy New Year! It's December 31st and I've finished another junk journal. This one is a floral printed tapestry fabric cover. It's a soft cover layered up with some cardstock and a manila envelope. I've machine stitched it all the way around, added some lace to this edge, some lace where the binding goes, and I've got it held together with a piece of elasticized lace, and I've hand stitched this pretty vintage button, two buttons actually, and then just with a piece of thread fastened this old key around it. And I thought that made a nice closure, and being elastic it allows for some expansion as things are added here. And I like to add the binding to the outside. It's pretty well hidden by the pretty detail in this lace, but I like to add these sari silk and lace details. It just makes for a nice feel and a pretty look, and added some beads here to the outside as well. And the back is the same. And lots of space in this journal to add paper ephemera and photos, journaling elements. Inside in the front pocket, I did some collage work with some scraps of paper and book page, a little bit of acrylic paint for detail, and used Mod Podge to cover it and seal it. Machine stitched some coffee dyed paper, a little bit of lace on this one, but a couple unique journaling cards in the front. This paper was a collage that I did last spring. There's a piece of vintage handkerchief and some tissue paper, vintage greeting card, a little bit of everything in that collage, and I scanned it and printed that out as a paper and machine stitched some lace here. One of my butterfly photos, stamped some butterflies, coffee dyed paper layered up with some paper scraps here. Stitched a pocket, some book page, postage stamps, and in the pocket some journaling cards. This pretty canning jar, you can write on the back. This cute dress, and this is cardstock that's been stamped, and some sari silk at the top. Plant your feet firmly and let your heart have wings. A great idea going into a new year. In this pretty paper, layered up this floral image with some music paper, some layering here of some paper and a silk flower, this pretty piece of vintage rickrack that had been hand crocheted along the top, and did some stamping here and folded up some pretty paper and stamping. Nice spot for journaling. And over here, stamped begin anywhere, just begin. Some hand stamping. Nice place to put a photograph. And over here, this coffee dyed paper, I machine stitched it into a pocket. Beauty is everywhere stamped. And if you open this up, there's a pocket here and a pocket in behind. And this is cardstock that's been stamped a couple different layers, and then stamped this quotation and added that, and then machine stitched some lace trim, and that can be used for a bookmark or a nice journaling tag. And over here, this belly band is a tag that's layered up with some pretty printed paper and a stamped quotation, some lace trim, and these pretty downsized postcards for some journaling spots. Layered some paper, some die cut butterflies, some pretty crochet trim that's been aged, and added this little bit of pastel pink ribbon at the top. This beautiful dresser scarf, rescued this from a second-hand store. It's got some gorgeous hand embroidered work on it and crochet trim all the way around the edge, and a garment pin that holds a pretty silver flower charm. And this pretty envelope just added some pink and purple paper, say that 5 times fast, and some stickers with a butterfly, some flowers, lined the inside of the envelope, and added a journaling card with this pretty punched sunflower design. Goes right back in, and underneath this pretty paper, machine stitched some ribbon. Nice journaling spot tucks right in there. And this gorgeous pocket, I love this print with the flowers on it. Stitched that on, stitched some lace into this pocket, a vintage greeting card, a little bit of delicate embossing. I really love that scalloped edge. Added some paper and a sticker here to match the colors in the original card. And you can flip that open and journal all over that. And this pretty paper is machine stitched to coffee dye paper, so there's lots of space for journaling in that pocket. And over here, this paper is French lavender shelf liner paper. It has just a soft texture to it. It's a little bit thin, so I layered 2 sheets of it, stitched it together to make a nice sturdy page, layered up some paper and some lace trim, machine stitched that on for a tuck spot, some index cards that I fussy cut some paper designs and layered those on there. And over here, some machine stitching for detail, some paper. And over here, a clip, machine stitched some pretty shades of green, printed paper. When your fingers work right, you can flip right through those. This isn't one of those days. Over here, I layered this pretty tulip printed postage stamp with some shades of green and yellow paper and a paper doily. Over here, a greeting card made for hand coloring. This is half of a printed paper bag. Added this image here. On this side, a sticker, stamping, "To everything there is a season." I like this quote, "The greatest gift of the garden is the restoration of the 5 senses." A little bit of pink washi tape, some birds and pink flowers, a recycled greeting card with a lot of sparkle, some flowers, a hummingbird. A simple act of kindness has a beauty all its own, and inside I need to add some punched flowers here to the center of the signature, but I've added some die-cut flowers, fussy cut, a detail from printed paper. Over here, a sticker, more space for journaling, and that flips up. Love this page, love this image. It's machine stitched with some detailed vintage lace, and you can tuck something under that. And this is the second half of that printed paper bag. Layered a printed image with some paper, stitched some lace, and in the paper bag, recycled greeting cards. And life success is often found in the journey, not in the destination. I love that bicycle and flower image. And I've added some lined paper for some journaling, and another recycled card where I've stitched some paper on the back and a little piece of satin ribbon and some lace. And over here, I love this bird image. This came from a bird identification book. I just love the colors in that. The second part of that greeting card that can be colored and an image or a quotation added here. Another greeting card, made a pocket, a real pretty tag, some cardstock layered up with some book page and some other papers. Beauty is everywhere. And this pocket, love the colors on this and that beautiful lavender colored butterfly. And a couple tags here, a quotation at the top, layered up with some book page. Life's most beautiful things are not seen with the eyes, but felt with the heart. And this pretty tag punched the corners in this tag. Thanks to Wendy and Leo that I learned how to make this from watching Wendy's YouTube videos. Layered some cardstock, stitched a pocket, did some stamping, added some sari silk and lace, and these 2 stamped tags with birds. Can you tell I like birds and flowers? This journal is filled with those. And over here, a corner flip up. And I love these 2 items tucked in here. This image came from a book on fairies, and I loved both sides of that. So rather than stick that down on a piece of paper, I just put the image as is so you can see both sides. And this is one of my favorite pieces of paper. Just love the look of this. And machine stitched a little bit for detail, punched and put an eyelet, added a piece of sari silk, and added this to the back so that it can be journaled. There's the second part of that French lavender paper, and machine stitch this pretty lavender trim in this image. Another pocket with some fun things here. Used blue thread to machine stitch some detail, did some stamping, some flower greeting cards, or not greeting cards, playing cards. Layered up some paper and did some stamping, good times. Did this image and layered, added some sari silk and string, and did some stamping of roses on the back. The second half of that pretty dresser scarf and another garment pin with a little charm, a little face of the sun that says made with a smile. And the second half of this page, this pretty kind of an ivory colored lace added there. And here a paper clip with a pretty bead. And this envelope, I just thought the colors on this were beautiful. So I didn't do anything really to that. And added some coffee dye paper and layered this pretty printed paper. And you can definitely journal there. And this was also held in place by that paper clip. I just love this print. That beautiful deep orange red color with the purple and a little bit of lace fastened at the top. A nice journaling card. This page is coffee dyed, and there's some more of that rickrack and crochet trim stitched on. A lot of space to journal here. Layered up some paper and stamping. Follow your dreams. Over here the word abundance is added and some stamped butterflies. And this paper clip is holding a handmade envelope with this pretty copy of an old postcard. A nice journaling spot there. And this is a fun element. This oval cut tag is actually adhered to the page with some sari silk underneath and an oval tag inside that little oval pocket. And this is one of my flower photographs that I printed on a page, stamped, and stamped this on coffee dyed paper that says, "Do not put off till tomorrow what can be enjoyed today." Some second half of that collage page, and a pocket back here that I obviously need to add a couple tags to. But there you have it. I had a lot of fun making this journal. I hope to get the opportunity to make quite a few more in the coming year. So Happy New Year, everybody. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.